Hi Libra, it's Sloan Rhodes here with your Life Purpose, Career and Money reading for January 2020. I haven't done these readings in a long time, Libra, but I decided it was be a kind of a fun way to kick off January 2020, so I'm doing them for each sign. And this is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, so I hope you enjoy it. So today I'm going to be drawing one card from the Money and the Law of Attraction deck by Esther and Jerry Hicks as the overarching theme for January 2020. 3 cards from the Life Purpose deck by Doreen Virtue, and 1 card from the Money Tarot by Eugene Vinitsky that's taking a peek at your money for January 2020. Okay, Libra, let's go ahead and get started. Hope everyone had an enjoyable holiday season. Okay. I will tell my story as I want it to be. Well, I love this card because it does speak to utilizing your imagination, right? And hope, right? And understanding the direction that you want to go. You know, Libra is all about fairness, all about a just experience here. And when you feel a sense of injustice, it can be very demoralizing, for not only for you, but for everyone, but you're Libra. And here, you are being encouraged, Libra, to tell the story, not to be in denial necessarily, but to put more of the balance, to right the imbalance with more positive energy on where you want to be financially. I said this, I think it was for Aries possibly. You know, I don't have any money yet, right? Begin to tell the story of where you want it to be. You know, instead of complaining like, I never have any money, that's a very down, heavy energy. But when you say, I don't have the money yet, I'm in process of getting the money, you know, that's a very different story. I will tell my story as I want it to be. Tell it into existence. Again, you're not denying the fact that right now you have $1 in your account, but you don't know what's going to come around tomorrow. You don't know who's going to show up in the next moment. I only have $1 in the moment. I can't wait to have $2. You know, I'm in process of having $10. Play with it, you know. You're not denying the fact that in the moment, seemingly there's only $1. But instead of amplifying that energy, you are in the motion, righting the imbalance by spending more of your time saying yes. And I'm balancing things with the energy of hope and positivity and expectation of what I do want. Or even if it's not money, it's your career. Oh, I hate my job. You know, that's not a very positive, story that you tell. But if you say, I'm in process of finding a job I love, very different story, right? You feel differently telling that story. Your energy feels differently. It is received differently. The people that want to hear that story are different than the people that only want to hear the negative stories. Okay, and so then that's number 2. We have 2 hands here as well. You know, giving and receiving, the 2 scales, you know. Make sure that you're righting the injustice the way that you are being unjust with your own energy, though, your own way that you tell your life story, or the story of your work in the world, or the money, all of that. And maybe that you are actually working in partnership with another too. For you in particular, Libra, I will say, who is around to hear that story? Are the people who hang around you only telling the story of the negative, or are they telling the story of what's to come? Shifting that energy for you by who listens, noticing it, drawing more consciousness around that. All right, and then we have under the deck, the law of attraction adds power to both problems and solutions. This is the 3rd time this card's come up today. Number 8, pay attention to the details of the stories you tell. Are you only telling the story of the problem, or are you telling the story of the potential solutions? You know, it goes back to what I was already saying. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. It's pretty self-evident there. Okay, so Libra, let's go ahead and get the life purpose cards for you. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, January 2020. if you're only hanging around people who want to hear your story of victimization or victimhood, that's information. It's not right or wrong necessarily, but it's where do you want to put your energy? Or do you notice when you tell a story who comes in to hear it? Who's around? Do people want to hear your story about the potential and the possibilities of wonderful things? Or do those people fade away when you tell those stories? A lot of people want to bond around the wounds. It's very common, it's very understandable. But it can keep you in that wounded place, or that place of lack or scarcity. You know this already, Libra. I'm just reminding you of this with this reading, with this card here. Okay. Past, present, future, January 2020. What's for Libra? Family. I think it was Leo had this card in the same placement. Career change, right in the center, right in the present moment, and support. Your life purpose fully supports you as we go into the future, and creative expression under the deck. We have this kind of blank slate card here. Your soul longs to express itself creatively in some form, Libra. You know, you're an air sign. You can be very, in your head, very intellectual even, you know, concerned with matters of law and justice and this kind of thing, being Libra. But your soul, you maybe having a better understanding of this, longs to express itself creatively. What are you doing with your physical gifts, your hands? How do you utilize not only your brilliant mind, but how can you pour that into the manifestation of something creative? Now, creatively can also be about the way that you navigate business and things like that. You can be very creative in business. But as I feel it for this, it's about what are you doing with your hands? I guess it's this too, the hands here as well. Can you knit? Can you sew? Can you paint? Can you whatever else you do with your hands? You know, sculpt. You know, whatever. And it's under the deck. It may be something that you have been beginning to have a greater understanding of. Maybe for the holidays you made gifts or something, and it helped to remind you of how much you love doing that. All right. So in the recent past, Libra, and we are coming out of the holidays, so we have the family card. It may be that family has been very much on your mind in the recent past. Maybe even a distraction from the work you've been doing, or maybe you've been considering starting a family. But it's been in the recent past, and it's been something that's had a lot of your attention. And it's part of your sense of purpose. You know, when you feel connected to others, it does create a sense of purpose for you, and that's a really beautiful gift for you. And how you can, how you fit into your family, you know, and how you can help your family as well. Again, we have this great sense of you want things to be fair and just, you know, in your life, and including in your family. So, but we do have this, you know, so maybe for some of you even that you are going back to work after having been raising your family. I'll say that too. But we have this career change right in the center, right in the present moment, Libra. You're embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire and deserve, right? And the support. Your life purpose fully supports you. This is to encourage you, Libra, because a lot of times when we do something that we're making a shift, we're changing, career change, a lot of times with that change we feel like we can't sustain our existence or can't sustain ourselves with the change. You know, perhaps you're going, perhaps something around your family has really inspired you, and you are doing whatever you've been doing with your family or creatively with your family, and you're transitioning that into an actual career. This is a positive step, and it will support you, you know, but you have to have faith. What story are you telling? I will tell my story as I want it to be. Very different story of I've been a stay-at-home mom and I don't have any skills, to I've been a stay-at-home mom or parent and I developed so much understanding and ability to multitask and to take care of issues when they arise very quickly and competently. You know, there's lots of different ways to tell that story. That's just one example, of course. Sorry, there's a hair that's like on me and I can't find it. So we have this big shift. And it may be for some of you that you're not actually changing careers, but you're just like doing a lateral move, or there's a new task that's come across, or a new project that's come across your desk. So, but it is a change, and it will support you. You know, this idea of your life purpose fully supports you. I've said this before for other signs. It's not so much that your life purpose is something out there that one day you'll connect to and that will finally support you. Your sense of purpose exists within you, and you can identify it and work with it and expand upon it as you become aware of it in the moment by being purposeful in what you're doing. I'm making a change, right? I'm embarking upon a career of change. Well, that didn't just come about necessarily. You've been building upon it with your purposeful movements, purposefully doing the things that you wanted to do, maybe your own family or creatively. This sense of purpose exists in the moment, and as you are purposeful in each and every moment that you can be, then you begin to live a life that is more purposeful in general. So it's something to think about. Here, let me look at your money, Libra. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm going to give you some spiritual advice around your money for January 2020. Your life purpose fully supports you. Your purposeful moments fully support you. I'm supported in this moment by the purpose, by being purposeful in what I'm doing. That's what supports you. This idea that it will sometime, somewhere in the future support you is very daunting and very... it can be demoralizing, and it can just feel overwhelming. So do your best to bring it to the moment. Where's my life purpose? I don't know. You know, when you're like, when you say to yourself, well, how can I be purposeful in this moment? That feels more gentle to the heart, and it feels more inspiring. You know, I did do a podcast on life purpose, and I will include a link here so that you can listen to it if you'd like. Okay, so regarding Libra and their money, yeah, even I see this as kind of like the scales, you know. We have an angel on one hand, we have family on the other, and there's someone with a baby or a new idea right in the center trying to balance, you know. Very Libra-like as I feel it, making a change. Where do you want to put your energy? And your family's a big part of that. And if it's not your family of origin, it's your friends as your family, your co-workers as your family, the people whom you spend the most time with, and whose company you enjoy, and who you care about. Money for Libra. January 2020. Okay, we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Well, I do see with the Five of Cups, so we have change here, and we have career change. We have number 5. We have this idea of change. Here it is in the upright. But in the reverse, we do have this kind of recovery going on here. So whatever you have been kind of sad about, maybe your money hasn't quite been where you want it to be, there is a change occurring. We have career change. There is recovery here with the Five of Cups in reverse. Feeling a bit more hopeful. Again, I will tell my story as I want it to be. When the Five of Cups is in the upright, we feel a great sense of loss, sorrow, things aren't working out. But when it's in the reverse, we're spending more time in the recovery from that. Right? Maybe even a second chance in some way to fill things up, to do things differently here. So Libra, you know, you're being encouraged here to spend more time talking about the way you want things to be, rather than looking at your bank account going, oh, there's just nothing there, you know, nothing there yet. You know, play with it. You know, it's there's no right or wrong, and you'll find the way to do it that's right for you. But you are being encouraged to play with it more in January. So Anyway, I hope that you find that helpful. I wish you much love. If you would like a session with me or a private reading, you can go to my website, SloaneRose.com. You can do 15-minute, 30-minute, or 60-minute video readings, or you can schedule a session with me. And if you want to listen to these YouTube videos in audio format, there is the podcast, and there are links below as well. All right, I wish you much love and a Happy New Year.